5 Arizonans were honored and recognized in the bloody Korean conflict with the Navy Cross. The Korean War would last 3 years, 1 month, and 2 days, claiming over 54,000 U.S. lives. Among the honored dead were 4,267 U.S. Marines. For the innumerable acts of bravery and courage in the bloody Korean conflict, 266 Naval Crosses, the Navy's highest combat honor, were awarded. November 27, 1950. Over 130,000 Chinese troops stormed across the Yalu River into North Korea with the intent of annihilating all U.S. forces. The infamous battle at the Chosin Reservoir had begun. The next 17 days of hellish fighting would be one of the deadliest and bloodiest in Marine Corps history. Facing overwhelming odds, often fighting in the dead of night, the Marines endured the coldest winter in 100 years, with temperatures reaching 50 below zero. 3 Arizonans, all members of the infamous 1st Marine Division, fought with reckless abandon during the battle. All 3 were awarded the Naval Cross for their courage, heroism, and valor. Only one would survive. Captain Morse Holliday of Tucson, against an aggressive Chinese assault at Hagaru-ri, frequently exposed himself to intense hostile fire to supply his troops with vital ammunition, while at the same time directing and encouraging his command to successfully repel numerous hostile advances. Captain Holloway's command and tactical abilities motivated his troops to counter the enemy's continuous onslaught, maintaining a strong defensive position. The Chinese forces, outnumbering the Marines 10-1, continued their brutal assault at the Chosin Reservoir. 2nd Lieutenant Leslie Williams from Phoenix, Arizona, spearheaded an aggressive frontal attack on a heavily fortified enemy position at Udamni. Lieutenant Williams' quick initiative and leadership in the face of extremely hostile Chinese forces allowed his troops to successfully seize their objective. During the vicious assault, Lieutenant Williams was killed in action. The unending violent assault on the perimeter of Hagaru-ri continued. Corporal Jack Williams of Higley, Arizona, observed the enemy capture and prepared to use one of his company's machine guns. Undaunted by intense enemy fire, Corporal Williams stormed across an unprotected area. He boldly launched a single-handed attack with grenades and rifle fire, killing 3 enemy combatants and recapturing the weapon and turning it on the enemy. While driving the attacking forces back, Corporal Williams was mortally wounded and died on the battlefield. Despite 17 days of misery, suffering, and anguish at the Chosin Reservoir, the war continued. April 1951. U.S. Marine helicopter pilot Captain Frank Wilson from Jerome, Arizona, flew his small unarmed helicopter through heavy ground fire into enemy territory to rescue 3 downed airmen. After securing the flyers, low on fuel and unable to reach a safe altitude, Captain Wilson made the return flight through the narrow valley under constant hostile machine gun and anti-aircraft fire. Captain Wilson, on that day, demonstrated outstanding courage and brilliant flying while selflessly risking his own life to save his fellow airmen. Ever present alongside the Marines on the battlefield were the Naval Corpsmen, affectionately referred to as DOC by combat Marines. 109 were killed in combat during the Korean conflict. Naval Corpsman 3rd Class Donald Hovatter from Yuma, Arizona, was one of these brave and courageous corpsmen. On May 29, 1951, under endless hostile fire, he fearlessly sprinted between wounded Marines on the battlefield. While running to aid a downed Marine, Hovatter was severely wounded. Undeterred and ignoring his own wound, he struggled forward, protecting the injured Marine with his own body. Doc Hovatter was shot a second time. giving his life for a fellow Marine and his country. These 5 heroic and courageous Arizonans were awarded the Naval Cross and will forever be remembered and honored for their sacrifices.
American Legion Riders know how to honor the freedom our nation's veterans fought to protect, and they know how to have fun doing it. More than 100,000 purpose-driven riders in chapters worldwide raise awareness and college funds for the children of fallen military personnel and disabled veterans. To learn more and find Riders chapters near you, visit legion.org/riders.